Hey Men Warriors, I'm Kate and welcome back to my channel where I share a weekly video with you every Monday to discuss something around health, weight loss, leading the best life possible during your menopausal years and beyond. And if you're not yet menopausal, fear not. Everything that I share with you is going to be helping you to prepare the way so that you can thrive throughout your menopausal journey, then feel as though you're surviving and reacting to how your body's responding. This is all about putting you back in the driving seat with really easy steps. It's a common sense approach, no serious deprivation, no calorie counting. I'm a psychotherapist, I'm an anxiety specialist, I'm also an online health and wellness partner, so I can help align you with the workout programs and the nutrition programs that will help you get the results that you desire, and not only help you get those results, but also help you maintain those results for life. Today, I'm actually talking about how to lose fat effectively throughout your menopausal years, perimenopausal and beyond. Just quickly, when I first started to go through the perimenopause, I realized I was getting a barrel belly. I'd always been relatively slender and I was upping what I was doing with my exercises. I was eating less. I'd look in the mirror, even if I'd made an effort, and I'd just think, I just looked like a frumpy bag of mess. It was awful. I just could not find me anymore. And this is what really got me on this whole approach to finding what has worked best for me. We are all entirely different. And so what might be perfect for me might need a few tweaks for you. But on the whole, when we follow the strategies that I share with you, they pretty much work. I work with a lot of ladies all around the globe, and we all follow a similar method and we get cracking results. I think I really want to begin this with the most important thing is that you feel confident in your body and that you feel that energy. And having that energy and that confidence helps to elevate your sense of who you are. The amount of ladies I talk with who are saying my belly fat, I just cannot get rid of it, and it's knocking my confidence. And it's tough, isn't it? There's a lot of information and opinions out there about celebrating the body. The human body is incredible. I'm a great believer that if we want optimal health, we need to honor our body with a relatively healthy lifestyle. I have nothing against those people who are happy where they are and possibly obese, but long term, it's not a healthy strategy. I'm all about using common sense approaches to helping you stay within that healthy envelope. And, we all have to find what works best for us. And so, if you're following along with me, that is the strategy that I tend to employ. It does involve active movement, and it does involve using nutrition as fuel, food as fuel. It's like if you have, well, any car, it can even be a clapped out banger. If you fill it with chip fat, it's not going to run, is it? But if you fill it with the right fuel, it's going to run effectively. It might cough and splutter a bit. I know how it feels in the morning. I cough and splutter a bit too. But this is all about working with what we've got, working with where we're at, celebrating where we are currently, and then embracing the journey for change. One thing I find with a lot of the ladies that I work with, and I go through this too, resistance to change is there, it's ever present. I have periods when I go teetotal, and if you followed me for a while, you know I love my beer, I love my wine, I love my whiskey. I like drinking. I don't like drinking to get drunk, but most nights I have 2 or 3 drinks. I really, really enjoy them. And so when I go teetotal, it's a process for me, and it takes me a few weeks to build up to it. And I recognize when it's happening. I'm starting to feel fluffy around the middle again. And, when my arms if I'm walking outside and I can feel my arms they're touching against skin and flesh now rather than skin and flesh, because it's bulging out a bit more. I'm probably not sleeping as well. My menopausal symptoms are worse because I'm drinking more of the booze. And as much as I love it, it takes me a few weeks to get to that stage. And then one day it will just happen. And I haven't really planned when it happens, and I just won't drink that night. And then it continues. And there's normally 2 or 3 days of a little bit of resistance. My bad habits are trying to keep me back. To be quite honest, when we look at addiction, for instance, and I will actually get onto the main point of this video in a minute, but when we look at addiction, it takes about 5 or 6 days for the body to actually stop the chemical addiction to what it is that we're having. That can be sugar, doesn't have to be alcohol. But it's the behaviors, it's the habits that we create that keep us stuck in that. So I always, message me if you want any help sort of preparing to either go teetotal or preparing for a healthier lifestyle. Just please send me a message or find me on Instagram, because that's where I'm most active, at Kate Hartley UK, and I can share with you what works for me the best. But it is a process and it works incredibly well. And then when I hit that sort of teetotal section, it's not a problem. It's, there might be a little bit of a wobble every now and again, but I've got strategies in place that help me overcome those. So I just want you to know that if you're resistant to change, I get you. We all are. We often make the change bigger in our minds than it actually is. It's like meal prep. Meal prep is so important. It's something that I'm going to cover now. It's part of this video. When you want to lose fat, meal prep is going to be one of the best tools that you can use. Everybody goes, oh no, I don't want to waste time meal prepping. You will gain time, you'll save money, and you will be helping you avoid making the bad food choices. When we work out, so sort of starting this now, when we work out, we do burn some calories, and you can increase the amount of calories that you burn over a 24-hour period, particularly with strength training. When you're menopausal, perimenopausal, you want to be doing more strength training than you do cardio. That was one of the big changes that I made when I was doing like 90 minutes of workouts and still finding that my barrel was growing. I cut it down. I did a program that's 25 minutes long, which incidentally I'm going to be starting in a few weeks. So if you're watching this currently and you want to do it with me, I'm starting it on the first Monday of May. Do it with me. You will get amazing results. It's 25 minutes, 5 days a week, and it will, I promise you, it will blow what you're doing off the charts. And you get the nutritional support, you get the mindset support. So again, just send me a message at Kate Hartley UK on Instagram or Facebook, or just drop a comment below this and I'll be glad to share more information with you. That is the one that got me on this journey. I thought they exercised in the background, secretly. I could not understand that they would get such great results. I was training with a triathlete in the swimming pool. I was doing hard, heavy duty front crawl, about a mile, probably 4 times a week. I was even faster than the triathlete I was training with. I used to do my own weighted exercises at home. I was doing lots of walking. I was doing hula hooping. I was trying to run. Up until that point, I wasn't a very good runner. I've since did a running program, which I have access to. I can share with you as well. It's brilliant. It will absolutely change how you run and how effectively you run and how much you enjoy running as well. Because literally, when I used to run, it was just like I'd set off a mini earthquake with every step. Now I actually think I'm a half decent runner. I love it. So working out is brilliant for your mental health. If you are feeling happier up here, if you're more energized, exercise gives you energy. You are going to be fueling your determination to then help that continue on to other healthy habits, which is where it's so it really is a sort of holistic thing we need to go for. You want the exercise because, especially as we go through the menopause, your bones are going to get weaker, your muscles will get weaker. You don't want to risk brittle bone disease. It gobbles up stress hormones. It floods your body with feel-good hormones. It will help improve your digestion, which also slows down as we go through the menopause. And then combine that with eating healthier food. So sort of 80% of the time, what you want to be doing is, if you looking at sort of at a plate of food, most of us have, if we're going to have spaghetti bolognese, we pretty much fill up the whole plate with spaghetti, don't we? Yeah, I used to do it too. Literally, if you're having spag bol, really a quarter of your plate should be spaghetti, even less than that ideally. The rest of it, the other 60%, really 65% should be vegetables, and then the remaining sort of 35%, I know my percentage is wrong, I'm rubbish at maths, but a small amount is your pasta, 2/3 say is your veggies, and then the remaining bit is lean healthy protein. We need healthy protein, and of course fats. Veggies contain fats, meats contain fats, so I'm not sort of separating fats out of this. The one thing I really want you to take away from this is that you're probably eating way more starchy carbs than you should be doing, because that just turns to fat. Your body needs a little bit, but not a lot. Plus, and you can, in the comments, I'll drop you a link. You ideally need, unless you're a shift worker, more carbs in the morning than you do in the evening. So you can have your toast in the morning. In the evening, you don't really want to be having a lot of pasta or rice or potatoes, because you don't actually need those carbs for energy in the evening, because you're going to be going to go to bed. And so you want predominantly veggies and your lean protein, which obviously contains your healthy fats as well. So be mindful of structuring your day appropriately, so you're not loading up with a lot of the starchy carbs at the end of the day, like most of us do. And then you go to bed and a lot of that just turns to fat because your body doesn't need it. You can also know that I talk to some people who say, oh, but I just have a massive bowl of salad. You can even get fat on too much of the good stuff. Plus, a massive bowl of salad, you need healthy fats and protein with it as well. It's all about eating the right stuff in the right amounts. It's not rocket science. It's just where you'd eat more starchy carbs like the rice or the potatoes or the pasta, have more veggies, and just make sure that your protein is always there. As we go through menopause, we actually need slightly more protein. So whether you're vegan, vegetarian, a meat eater, whether you can eat the quinoa, you can have the lentils or the legumes, the tofu, all that sort of stuff. Make sure that you're eating sufficient for your needs. And we all vary slightly, but I think when you use these as rough estimates, and then you can tweak it. When I work with ladies in my fitness community or my wellness community, we use a tracker as well, which helps you work out, you sort of track what you've eaten if you want to. You don't have to, but it's great to do it for like 1 or 2 weeks, because then you can see how your body responds. So if you are weighing yourself, you can see, have you gained weight overnight? Okay, what did you eat yesterday? Because a lot of that might be water retention. You might have had something that was a bit more salty. You've had more carbs, they tend to attract water. You might have just started a new workout routine, which means that your muscles are inflamed and they're hanging on to fluid as well. So it really depends. You might be constipated, so of course you've got that backlog, and that still weighs, adds extra to you. So it really is finding what the trend is overall, rather than the individual fluctuations. I don't weigh myself. If I just don't bother. I take my measurements and I take my before photos. Measurements are the truest indicator of your progress, and you'll notice within, say, 3 days of starting a healthier regime, you're going to be feeling more energized, you're going to be feeling happier, you'll have so much motivation to continue, because you can feel yourself getting leaner. You might not actually see yourself getting leaner yet, but I promise you will feel yourself getting leaner from almost like the inside out. It's such an empowering feeling. So while there is resistance to change, when the pain of how staying where you are exceeds the pain of trying something new, that is the linchpin. That is the catalyst for you to say, okay, fine, I know I need to change. I need some help to do that. You take action when you're feeling like that. Make the most of it, because we go through fluctuations, and then your motivation for change might move again. You will know in your body how you feel. Do you feel like you're carrying too much weight? Do you feel big around the middle when you're walking? Can you are you getting tired of wondering if your trousers are going to button up? Putting on your pair of pants that you've not worn for like 6 weeks, and you're thinking, but shall I daren't even try them on, just in case I can't get them on anymore. That sort of feeling, that can all change. And with literally just a few weeks, you can be feeling leaner, hotter, more energized, more confident, and that's what it's all about. I will also share a link below this, which has got, it's just salad mason jars. You might think, ooh, salad. Salad's just one of many things you can eat. But I think when I'm talking about meal prep, this is something that I share again with the ladies in my fit club. Salad mason jars, when you're doing meal prep, they make it so easy. The document is quite a large document. It will explain exactly how to make them and give you some salad mason jar ideas. Don't worry, the dressing's all at the bottom so that it doesn't make the rest of the salad go soggy. But then you can prepare your office lunches. If you work in the office and you're grabbing from the cafeteria, you find it hard to make healthy choices. On a Sunday, you can make enough mason jars to keep you going throughout the course of the week. So you just grab one in the morning, put it all together. If you're cooking chicken joints in the evening, for instance, cook a whole chicken, cook 2 whole chickens, and then break them down, put them into portions, shred them if you want, freeze those portions or refrigerate those portions, then you've already got your meat cooked for the rest of the week. That's what I do. I cook, you know, not long ago, I did a whole leg of shoulder of lamb, and I did a whole duck. And then I just pulled it apart, put it into portions, froze it. And so all that meat's already cooked. All I need really is to add some veggies to it. It makes food prep so simple. We think we have this thing that we think it's going to be so hard and arduous, and we've got to learn it. It's going to take hours. It doesn't. It saves you time, it saves you money, it saves on waste, and it also saves you making poor decisions throughout the day when you are short on time. If you've prepared it already, it's literally grab and go, but you're grabbing the healthy stuff. And I can promise you also, once you start to get on top of your nutrition, you won't get the cravings. You won't want the sugary things. You'll have the energy, your skin will clear up, your eyes will clear up, your breath will improve, your toilet habits will improve, you'll sleep better. It has a knock-on effect to absolutely everything. I mean, I'm 52, I'll be 53 in July. And yeah, I mean, my skin's getting crinklier. I'm getting older, of course, you know, things are starting to droop. But there is so much that we can do for ourselves to help maintain that youthful glow from within. That's the most important thing. When you're feeling confident from inside and you've got that energy that you can still do those things, it has an impact on every single aspect of your life. And it just makes you think, okay, do I really want to go down that route of where I was like a year ago and go back to the bad eating habits and feeling sluggish and putting on weight again? And the body's really clever. It creates balance. It knows it wants to survive. And so when you're eating the wrong stuff consistently, you set yourself up for this cycle of needing more of that wrong stuff, because a lot of it's nutritionally deficient anyway, and it's setting up awful chemical reactions in your bodies. Calories are not created equal. So, you know, I always use the donut and avocado analogy, but in those calorie counting programs, technically you can have the donut because it fits into your calorie count for the day, but you wouldn't have the avocado because it doesn't, because it's got more calories possibly. But the avocado will help you burn fat. It will give you energy. It'll help your body on every level. Whereas the donut, well, you might as well just stick it down the toilet, because that's as much good as it's going to do you. It will set up a whole myriad of negative chemical reactions within your body, as well as rotting your teeth. And to be honest, after the donut, you ask yourself, you may be a donut lover, but does it make you feel great 5 minutes after? Probably not. But the avocado will, and it'll keep you fuller for longer. And you might not like avocados, but there are other healthy things that you can do. And it's just about, it's about coming to finding peace with where you're at in life, having enough energy, feeling strong enough, noticing that you're physically and mentally that you're changing, that you've got that energy, that you've got that confidence. And it is so much easier to achieve than you think it's going to be. I absolutely promise you. So, you know, I just wanted you to understand that if you are getting to the stage where you're just thinking, I can't shift this, I promise you that you absolutely can shift it. If you want some help getting started, please message me, because I work with loads and loads of ladies who are going through exactly the same limiting beliefs that you are. You're afraid to start. What if it doesn't work for you, but it works for all the others? Does that mean you're a complete failure? It will work for you. I'm here to mentor you and support you on your journey every single day. I absolutely promise you, you will love the stuff that you learn. You'll love the individual that you can become, and it's for life. It also allows you treats. You're not, you know, you cannot exclude all the good stuff. There will be times when you're going to the party and you might be teetotal, and then you decide you want to have a few drinks because you're catching up with friends and you just want to celebrate. It might be that it's a birthday party and you want to have a big slice of birthday cake. It might be once a week you have pizza evening. Enjoy those things. It's not about cutting out every single thing. It's about living a healthy, balanced life where you're eating well, sort of 70 to 80% of the time. Cut out soda. Please, if you can do one thing, cut out soda, because that's just hidden calories and it's just rubbish. It's absolutely rubbish. It's as harmful to you pretty much as smoking is. It's calories that are absolutely doing you no good at all. And so many people say to me, yeah, but I'm eating all the stuff. It's just, okay, so what do you drink? Well, and it's just like, well, that's the problem. If you struggle with healthy drink ideas, I mean, apple cider, a little bit of apple cider vinegar, raw apple cider vinegar in a pint of water, it's going to be ever so good for you. Sparkling water is another alternative. You can use fresh berries, fresh fruits. In fact, I will also drop a healthy water recipes guide beneath this as well. You're more than welcome to download. That is one, again, I created for the ladies in my Fit Club, and it would just give you, like, mint and cucumber is one of my favorites, and that's in there. Rose water essence with sparkling water, that's another of my favorites. So it just gives you a few ideas to help pimp up your water. Also, just know that lots of tea and lots of coffee, in moderation, they're great, but they are also acidic. So the body will always keep its pH value. It'll always keep its balance for the acid alkaline. You might hear people say, oh, you have to eat an alkaline diet to maintain a healthy body. An alkaline diet includes lots of veggies, and an alkaline diet is beneficial for you. Meat, teas, coffees, sweet stuff, sugar, that is more of an acidic type thing. So your body will always find the balance, but you can help it stay balanced more effectively by eating more of the good stuff rather than the acidic causing stuff. Just wanted to clarify that, because I think, you know, the alkaline diet is it almost says it will help your body get alkaline. It just reduces the stress that your body is under to actually achieve the right pH value within the body, within the bloodstream. So the more veggies you can eat, the better it's going to be. And also remember, you can overeat on the veggies. They contain fat too, and you need to be eating in moderation. Another quick tip I would also just say is eat more mindfully. We all scoff. We eat while we're watching the television. We eat while we're at work. Just eat more mindfully. And then before you go back for seconds, give yourself 10 or 15 minutes, because probably the food that you've just eaten will then eventually get down to your tummy, and you'll think, oh, actually, didn't really want any more. You don't need to eat anymore. And finally, a lot of us have been brought up to finish what was on our plates. We don't need to do that. When you're eating, just ask yourself, have I eaten enough? Am I happy how much I've eaten? Because you don't need to eat until you finish the plate and you're stuffed. You can stop eating before you finish the plate and you've already had sufficient food. Just become more aware of what you're eating, chew it more, eat it more slowly, and ask yourself, have I actually had enough? As well as being aware of not having like a plate full of those carbs, because that's going to set you up for cravings. That's going to set you up for glucose spikes. That's going to set you up for fat gain. Prioritize your veggies, eat plenty of protein, and keep those starchy carbs, so the flour, the pasta, the rice, that sort of thing, keep them as the smallest portion on your plate. You don't need many of them, and it might take you a bit of time to think, oh, I love my massive bowl of spaghetti. If you love a big bowl of spaghetti bolognese, replace your, and people out there say, oh, you still should eat your pasta. You can eat your pasta, but maybe mix your pasta with some zoodles or zucchini. So it's either spiralized courgettes or spiralized zoodles, and you can still have some spaghetti in there. But at the end of the day, you don't need a whole bowl of spaghetti, because it is just going to turn to fat. So if you like the whole sort of concept of swirling around on your fork, have a little bit of spaghetti or lasagna, and then have, you know, the large part of that, do the spiralized courgettes or the spiralized zoodles, zucchini rather, and that makes a really, really tasty meal. Then you've got your protein on top. I tend not to buy jar bought sauces. I just make my own. Just loads of tomatoes, some balsamic vinegar, some olive oil, some herbs, you know, oregano, thyme, parsley, whatever you want to stick in it, really. Some chili normally, some garlic, some onions, and that will break down into really, really tasty, wholesome sauce. The reason I don't buy the shop bought ones is because often they're quite heavily laden with sugar, and the amount of food that is purported to be healthy, and it's not, because it's got loads and loads of sugar in it. Just make your own at home. It'll be a really, really tasty meal. And then I use normally the low fat mincemeat, so it has less than 5% fat. You can make your own mincemeat. You can slow cook some meat and just sort of shred it out and put that in. I mean, that is the nicest way of doing it. Or you might be veggie or vegan. You can always use a corn equivalent. So find what works best for you, but just remember, keep your pasta and your rice portions as small as possible. go big on your veggies and make sure your protein is always substantial enough. So I hope that was helpful. If you've got any questions, please drop them in the comments. If you found this useful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss future episodes. And I look forward to catching up with you soon. Thank you very much for your company and hope you have a fabulous week.